Hello. Many Canadians will be celebrating Thanksgiving this weekend, visiting family and friends, having a meal together, sharing what they are thankful and grateful for with loved ones and friends. What does Thanksgiving mean to you? Hello, I'm Catharina Bowers for Reflections 101. This season, I'm reminded with setting boundaries is an act of care for ourselves and for those we cherish. True gratitude often means recognizing when to reach out and when to step back, allowing space for reflection and growth. In this way, boundaries can deepen our relationships, making room for authentic connection, grounded in respect, mutual understanding. And this, if you follow this, can make your relationship so much better. This week, I sent a letter out to my friends about friendship, inviting them to participate in a project that I'm offering. I'm also extending this project to my blog subscribers. To those who are reading my blog, I invite you, if you know me personally, to write me a letter about our friendship and include a picture of us if you have one, or at least a picture of yourself. You can send it to reflectiveblogger, that's all one word, at yahoo.com. I have started this celebration of friendship program, and I will answer your letter or story in my new book, which is planned to come out on or before Valentine's Day 2026. Thanksgiving in Canada is a time to honor gratitude, community, and the quiet rituals that bind us, especially in the context of boundaries and belonging. Here's a reflective blog that weaves my theme of boundaries with the spirit of Canadian Thanksgiving, perfect for this weekend. This weekend, as families gather across Canada to share meals and memories, I find myself reflecting on what Thanksgiving truly means, not just the turkey or the harvest, but the deeper invitation to gratitude and connection. At its heart, Thanksgiving is about honoring what sustains us, the land, the people, the quiet rituals that remind us that we belong. It's a tradition rooted in indigenous ceremonies of gratitude long before settlers arrived. First Nations communities gave thanks through feast, dance, prayer, and celebrating the bounty of the earth and the relationships that held them together. But connection isn't always just about closeness. It's also about respecting space of those around us. This year, I've been asked to write about boundaries. How not recognize them can lead to isolation, even when the intention is to connect. It's a theme that resonates deeply during Thanksgiving, when togetherness is celebrated, but not always easy. Some people try hard to make friends, yet find themselves feeling ignored. Often it's not a lack of kindness, it's a lack of awareness. When we push too hard, share too much, or assume intimacy before it's earned, we risk crossing invisible lines, and those lines matter. Boundaries are not barriers, they are bridges. They allow relationships to grow with trust, with rhythm and grace, so that Thanksgiving, I am thankful for this: the friends who honor my space and listen to me with care. The moment of quiet that reaches me to pause before I reach out to others. The wisdom to know that love includes respect, and the courage to gently guide others toward that truth. May we all find ways to celebrate connection, not just through closeness, but through the grace of recognition and respect. We often speak of boundaries as if they are walls, but they're not. They're invitations to understand, to honor, and to connect with care. When we invite others to our home, we expect them to respect our property, to not go snooping in bathroom cupboards or closets. This is respect. We don't normally tell our guests not to do this. We assume that they will respect our privacy. When comments are made to reflect personal knowledge of comments made in confidence by a friend, you then show that you are not to be trusted. When someone confides in you, you need to honor that. Many of us have often had our boundaries crossed, and sometimes by strangers, and sometimes by those who we love, and sometimes we've crossed other boundaries without even realizing it. This is why we must have open communications with our family and friends. Some people are not the touchy feely type. Recognize this, and if they are not the hugging type, ask them first, can I give you a hug? There are times when we don't recognize someone else's quiet withdrawal as a signal. Sometimes when we mistook silence for agreement, times we push too hard, not out of malice, but out of misunderstanding. We must read the signs that others send out and interpret them correctly. And if you're unsure, ask about it. That way, the signs cannot be misread. And there are times my own boundaries have been ignored, when my no was softened into a maybe, when my discomfort was dismissed as sensitivity, when my space was entered without pause. When we feel invaded, our space violated, we get our back up, and we don't want to start an argument, but we also need to honor our own feelings. I was pleased to start this dialogue about this topic. Perhaps it will help you keep your boundaries safe from unwanted invasion, or help you verbalize what you need to say to keep your boundaries respected. The boundaries are often crossed as a result of unclear communications, fear of conflict, or a deep rooted habit of people pleasing. Sometimes it's cultural, sometimes it's emotional, but always it's a call to pause and to reflect. And here's what I've learned. Boundaries are not rejection, they are clarity. Respecting a boundary is not distance, it's dignity. When someone says no, it's not a challenge, it's a truth. And when we fail to recognize boundaries, we risk eroding trust, safety, and connection. So, how do we do better? We listen, we ask, we accept that someone else's comfort may not match our own. We learn that love doesn't mean access, it means respect. This blog is not meant to be a lecture. It's a simple reflection about feeling okay with another person and letting them into your space. If you are not comfortable with it, ask yourself, what needs to happen so that you feel okay? Does there have to be more distance between us so that I'm not in your face, or what you feel is too close into your personal space, making it uncomfortable for you, or you feel crowded? Do you want the other person to phone you first instead of dropping in unannounced? Call first and arrange a time to visit. Do you need more privacy? Am I showing up too often and it makes my friend feel overwhelmed? You need to talk about it and stop the too frequent visits. Or it could be your friend wants to know everything you did or all the people that you've seen. There are some things you do not have to share with others. It is an invasion of privacy. You are not their only friend. If you continue to be too nosy, you run the risk of being defriended. Has someone violated your space? Do you need to accept that if it makes you feel uncomfortable in your own home, you need to let others know. If they continue to invade your privacy or show up unannounced, you have the right to let others know when and what you need from them to have a happier, more trusting relationship or friendship. This can all be done gently without harsh words or accusation. This is a reminder that boundaries are not barriers to love, they are the shape of love itself. I extend a compassionate invitation to growth when you deal with boundaries for you and others. You could say something like this: I know you care deeply about your friendships, and I admire that. Sometimes, though, when we are too hard to connect, when we try too hard to connect, we can unintentionally cross boundaries that others need. It's not about rejection, it's about respect. Learning to notice and honor those boundaries can deepen the connection you're seeking. Or you may like to say it a different way. I've learned that respecting someone else's space doesn't mean we're pushing them away. It means we're giving the relationship room to breathe. Maybe exploring that what boundaries look like for you and for others could help you feel more connected and not less connected. If you have someone who constantly crosses your boundaries and you would like to help in reaching out to them, a letter or a conversation could help. You could ask them if they would be open to reading something about boundaries. I found it helpful in understanding how to build trust without overstepping. Sometimes people don't realize they're crossing the line until someone gently points it out. Here's an open letter that you could use. Dear so and so, I know how deeply you care about your friendships and how much you want to feel connected. That longing is something many of us share. Sometimes, though, when we try too hard to be close, we can unintentionally cross boundaries that others need to feel safe and respected. It's not about rejection, it's about rhythm. Every friendship has its own pace, and learning to recognize when someone needs space is part of building the trust. I say this with kindness. Honoring boundaries doesn't mean pulling away, it means listening more closely, asking gently, and allowing the relationship to breathe. You have so much to offer, and I believe that with a little reflection, you'll find that respecting others' boundaries will help you feel more connected, not less. With care, and happy Thanksgiving, Catharina. But then sign your own name, okay? I would like to wish everybody a very happy Thanksgiving, and I hope that you have a lovely weekend, that the sun stays shiny, and that you have a good time with your family and friends. If you're sharing a meal together, enjoy and enjoy the friendship that it brings. I'm Katrina, and I'm with Reflections101.com, and I invite you to like and subscribe to my vlogs, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.